that video clip, you see AOC giving that cringe speech where she's trying to imitate the tone and the speak of a black pastor. This video right here perfectly sums up why AOC is less popular than Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton.
Good Lord.
There's only one genre of people, CJ. There's only one genre of people who see this and don't see a sellout. Don't see someone who overcompensating, and that is the Cal Kalinske, Crystal Ball left. They're the only people that's still holding out on AOC. The Hilary reporter, David Doe's. AOC is more unpopular than Kamala Harris, guys.
Crazy. That is crazy.
That's crazy. And then people who see us criticize AOC, they think we out cup. They think we out line. I'm like, no, if you're an AOC defender, if you're an AOC fan, you're in the vast minority. Vast minority. And this right here is exactly why she's deeply unpopular. Not only is she a political partisan, you see what she put attention on? You see what her main focus is about her. It's about her and her friends. They did us wrong. She's not giving an passionate Senate speech because Biden failed on his campaign promises, because he expanded DHS, ICE, the police, because he funded the apartheid state of Israel more, which I will get back to that soon. Feel free to interrupt me anytime. I got a lot to say, CJ, because I want to get to why they are doing this. I had a lot of thoughts. I had a lot of thoughts. I was thinking a lot.
Yeah, let me just point out for people to look at Jamal Bowman and Cori Bush, that tells you if this is serious or not.
Yeah,
like if your colleagues is thinking you are being serious, if this was a real true act of racism where they thought that, they're gonna be in the back snickering and laughing at your mimicking of the black church style pastors.
So they can do this as a blog, but we can't get them to vote as a blog. Now all of a sudden they're a team now. When it comes
look at Jamal and Corey.
Look at Jamal and Corey. This is clown shit. This is clown shit. And just like I said with Marianne earlier this week, if you're not embarrassed by this, if you're part of the NATO left, if you're a boutique leftist, that says anything about your class loyalty. Because a lot of people want to be these people. A lot of people want the position of power. Meanwhile, us, the workers, we look at this with nothing but disdain. This is high level of betrayal. But I want to get to the substance, because this is what I feel like a lot of people are missing out on. Play the clip again, CJ. And I want to hear the clip one more time, and then I'll explain this concept, because I feel like a lot of people are missing this on why they are going to identity politics. So keep in mind that the Republican Party said that they are removing Ilhan Omar because of her position on Israel-Palestine. Keep that in mind as you hear this speech. So play it again, and then I'll explain.
Here we go.
Thank you. Now, as a fellow New Yorker, I think one of the things that we should talk about here is also one of the disgusting legacies after 9/11 has been the targeting and racism against Muslim Americans throughout the United States of America. And this is an extension of that legacy. Consistency, there is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body. I had a member of the Republican caucus threaten
Mention the
life,
Palestinians,
and
please.
and the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers. And
you mentioned the anti-Semitism there, and then she immediately pivots to, oh my God, remember what Marjorie Taylor Greene says? So, play the last 15 seconds here, and I'll continue.
And also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology. Time has expired. My life was threatened. Thank you.
My life was threatened. Just like Marianne Williamson, it's all about me. You guys didn't apologize to me. Look at how I'm treated. Now, there's a reason why they huddled up. This was an accident. They huddled up and they was thinking about how we handle this Ilhan Omar being kicked out of the committee assignments, and they decided to go with this this textbook Democratic Party shit lib nonsense here of attacking the Republican Party as racist, which they are, because the Democratic Party is racist as well. They all institute racist policy, right? Policy that is racist. The policy against the Palestinians is genocide that literally in support of a racist imperialist ideology that is Zionism. But instead of taking this massive headline grabbing opportunity to raise awareness for the Palestinians and expose how ridiculous it is for anyone who speaks up for the Palestinians to be censored, instead of doing that, they make it about identity politics and make it about victimhoodship. I'm going to share this tweet from Max Blumenthal because this is such a great point, and this was later shared by Midpoint News. Midpoint Press News says, AOC squanders an opportunity to address the plight of the Palestinians after Ilhan Omar was removed from a committee seat over comments made years ago criticizing the apartheid state. Now, keep that in mind. Keep in mind the term years ago. Very important for the story. Very important. Years ago. And then this is Max. Ilhan Omar, and this just demolishes the talking points, the identity politics talking points they're leading with. The GOP ran a Somali woman against her. CJ, you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Now we know what they're doing. We know what they're doing, right? They engage in tokenship the same way the Democratic Party do. Just because you run a Somali does not mean you're an anti-racist, that you're not racist, right? But you can't say that they only kick you off because of the color of your skin when they are obviously okay with having people color their skin who agrees with them. So if it's not about the color of the skin in this instance, isolate the issue. Isolate the issue. I'm a salesman. I came from sales. We isolate the objection. This guy bought a car from a black person in Honda 5 years ago. So him refusing to buy a car from me, obviously not because I'm black. It's obviously because of something else, right? But as Ms.
You see how both parties use race just in a different way, but for the same purpose. And this is what we mean by they're two people going for the same target, but saying we decided to take a different path to the same place. That's all this is. It's the same path to the same place. Let me chime in on that point you made about when AOC made it about her and about a committee seat. Remember the video with Michael Brooks? And I'm going to keep referring to this because there was so much knowledge in that just 2-minute clip. And Vivek, where he talks about, he was like, the left is overwhelmingly middle class and they don't want to hear about they don't want to hear about poverty and struggle and imperialism. They want to talk about why they didn't get that position. He literally talks about it in the video. Why they didn't get that position. Why this and that. Why didn't they treat it the same way when they walk in a room? That's literally what this AO speech is talking about right here. Absolutely. You see how it's not about what it should be about, what she should be talking about, the Palestinians. But this is the same thing, Nick, because I did a segment yesterday on Ilhan, or whenever it was, on Ilhan, and I brought up this same same point, like getting kicked off this panel. And then I brought up the Somalis saying, basically, they want her kicked off the panel because her being on the panel is bringing damage to the Horn of Africa.
Yes.
So what do you mean? Her being off the panel, to the Somalis' point of view, is a good thing because she can't then meddle in the Horn of Africa. And I went over the story
in her
zone. So instead, because what she should have been saying, Ilhan should have been saying in her speech, why she should have been pointing out policy differences of why she got. Look, because I'm speaking about the bombing in Somalis. Americans over here in Syria, they're stealing 80 gallons. She ain't saying none of that because that's why she can't say it in her speech. She has to go to some identity politics. Go ahead.
I'm also going to show you guys why she can't say that, why the squad can't say this. And a lot of people are missing this part. But to your point, that's such a great point. It's better off for the Somali people that she's kicked off committee assignment, because at least they can say, "Oh my God, look at all these crazy white imperialists that are attacking Somalia." Ilhan is on a foreign committee, so she can. We got Somali here that support the violent regime that we supported in Somalia, right? So it's better off if she's not on there at all, and she can be the outside voice calling out our government. Which is to beg the question, why would she even care about being kicked off of this for this reason? What do I mean by this? If you're an ally to Palestinians, you couldn't ask for a better moment than this, CJ.
Everybody's watching you.
If you're an ally of the Palestinian people and this happened, like imagine if I was in Congress, and we all know I wouldn't be able to get that much stuff done. If I am an ally of the Palestinian people, this is the best thing that happens to you. Now, you can literally make this a theme for the rest of your time in Congress. You can literally say, hey, yo, remember that time I got kicked out the committee assignment because you guys support a genocidal regime in Israel? Hell, I host a press conference. I send an email to Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and I'm like, obviously this is big news. I'm going to address me getting kicked off. And I go on a 30-minute rant about how Israel's an apartheid state. They're like, hey, are you going to address the committee or whatever? No, I'm going to explain to you guys why I said what I said. I don't care about that fucking shit. I am calling this press conference. I'm going to explain to you the crimes of business and Yahoo. I did segments doing this. Imagine you did a press conference and then you just start reading quotes of people who literally in government right now, the far-right Leopard Party in Israel. You like in your press conference, you reading how they said that they should bomb Gaza. You had one of the government officials that said you should carpet bomb Gaza. Imagine how much powerful that would be if Ilhan just reading those quotes of what Israel people are saying. You say we shouldn't impose this government, and then you tell the American people, this is why I kicked out the assignment, the committee assignments at a 29-minute mark. Your 30-minute speak, and in your 30-minute speak at a 29-minute mark, you say all this shit I'm telling you guys right now, this education that I gave you guys, this is why I got kicked off my seat. Can you imagine what could be accomplished if we didn't have feckless, weak, sellout leaders? So the reason she does this, I want to show this receipt, is because Ilhan Omar literally already caved to the Zionists. So if they bring up the Palestinian issue, this receipt I'm about to show you get exposed. And it shows how they caved to the issue. So, and it also exposed the failure of their strategy. Because the strategy of Ilhan Omar, AOC and the squad, is to sell out Palestinians in order to get progressive gains. So CJ, they told us we have to sell out the Palestinians in order to stay on our committee assignments. Ilhan Omar sold out the Palestinian people and still got removed from her committee assignments. So look at this. This is why it's important to remember they're kicking her off based on comments she made years ago. And then I don't remember exactly if it was AOC or some other progressive figurehead out her say this, to be honest. But there was someone else that was saying that and you see that AOC alluded to it in her speech. She said, well, Marjorie Taylor Greene said there were Jewish space lasers. Marjorie Taylor Greene said all this crazy stuff and she owned up to it. She apologized for it. At least that was the point I heard someone talking to said. She said, why are you not pulling Marjorie Taylor Greene based on her old comments? They said Ilhan Omar apologized for her old comments. And when they said that, I was like, what? And I swear to God, I apologize for God. I don't remember where I got this from. But I literally heard some progressive head. It was like, Ilhan apologized for her old Israel comments. Yeah, she made some off-the-cuff comments, but she apologized for it the same way that Marjorie Taylor Greene apologized for Jewish space lasers. You see how they're making the connection here to Marjorie Taylor Greene crazy shit and Ilhan Omar having her pre-sellout days telling the truth about Israel? Now, this is the reality of the situation. Ilhan Omar backed the resolution recognizing Israel as a legitimate ally. And this whole thing, it also was about condemning anti-Semitism, as shown in the sub-headline. So what Ilhan Omar did is unbelievably nefarious. So by supporting this resolution, saying that Israel is not a legitimate ally, saying that Israel is a apartheid state, and driving a wedge between the U.S.-Israel relationship, they deemed to be anti-Semitic. So Ilhan, by backing this resolution, literally concedes the point to the Zionists. Yep. This is the biggest sin, because she concedes that not being pro-Israel is anti-Semitic in by doing this. So despite this, and I'll pass to you, CJ, I know you want to chime in. Despite this sellout, despite giving AIPAC exactly what they wanted, and the Israel people the vote that they wanted, that confirmed their belief that criticizing Israel anti-Semitic, despite this, they still kick her off the committee assignment. That's why they don't talk about it. Because then we will analyze, like, dude, you sold those people out and you still lost. So you can't say you got some 4D chess maneuvering. Oh, man, come on, man. You can't question us. We're making these calculated moves behind the scenes. You expose that there's none of that going on.
Oh, that's so nonsense.
You guys are selling people out and then still losing committee assignments. You had Nina Turner refuse to back BDS. AIPAC still went against her. So these progressives, they keep hedging towards the moderate side because they want to convince people that, oh, if we only nice to the establishment, if we tone down our rhetoric towards Israel, maybe they will listen to us, which has been proven to be a complete failure on every level. This is the boutique managerial class approach towards politics, CJ, that they somehow going to trick the capitalists into voting against their own interest. If only we nice to them Pelosi. No, I'm dead serious. This is what Cal Kalinske and them said. Cal Kalinske said, oh, if we only nicer to these people. And he apologized for the squawk. He's like, of course they got to be nice to the Democrats, because if they're not nice, they're not going to get anything. As if you're going to trick a capitalist. You're going to smile at capitalists and then you're going to give up his means of production. It's literally ridiculous. This is the ideas that come out from the professional managerial class.